Okie dokie guys, I should be live. Hi and welcome to this awesome, very interesting topic discussion that Majorkill did. So we're going to react to his video, comment on what he says, and just have total fun. Now, for those of you that don't know, which are like maybe 3 people, but I'm still gonna explain. Majorkill is an Australian, very funny guy that explains 40k lore and he gives his opinion on different things, like in this case. So, you're gonna watch the video now, see what he says, and let's see how much I agree or disagree with him. So, this should be very fun. And hi to everybody in the chat. Dear James, dear Clayton, dear Ivy, dear Nino, hi to you. Hopefully more will join for this super fun topic. So let's see what he says.
I'm the now to weigh in on the female Space Marine debate. I recently saw a Twitter thread about a girl who was getting into the Warhammer hobby and thought Space Marines were cool. Fair enough, they are pretty cool, hence wanted to make female Space Marines. Well, a dude didn't like that very much and they had a bit of an ugly spat. Now, I know a lot of my videos are full of jokes and mostly satire, but sometimes I like to challenge myself to tackle more interesting topics while still making at least one person with severe bladder issues piss themselves. Today we'll be discussing the debate over female Space Marines. Should they exist in lore or should they be forever barred from receiving some of that fat gene seed? I'll try to be objective for most of this video. I'll be playing devil's advocate and offering up good points for both sides of the argument before finally giving my own opinion on the matter, and if we should even give a shit in the first place. Let's get into it. I'm not a Warhammer hobby elitist. By that, I mean that I don't think there should be one specific way that people should engage in the hobby. I don't think it should be gatekept, and if someone is in it purely for stuff like memes or text-to-speech, then all power to them. Obviously, if they're going to try and launch a crusade and turn Warhammer into some furry fiesta, then that's not going to fly. But for the most part, as long as they aren't shoving their interpretation of Warhammer down my throat, then who cares? After all, I am the #1 peddler of Warhammer hentai in the world. To prove that, if this video gets 50,000 views and 5,000 likes, I'll get a hentai piece of a female Space Marine made and chuck it up on my Patreon to give everyone triggered boners. The point I'm trying to make is that if someone makes female Space Marine art or 3D prints some female heads for their Space Marines, then cool, it doesn't affect me or anyone else, who cares?
Yeah.
But that isn't the debate here. The debate is if they should be a part of official canon. First, let's look why that could be lore friendly. Could it make sense to start using females as Astartes candidates? After all, we have girls in the military and other sci-fi super soldiers use females, such as the Spartans from Halo. No one complains about them, and Halo is less far-fetched than Warhammer 40k. The female Spartans also perform just as well as their male counterparts.
But Majorkill, males are scientifically faster and stronger than females. The female Spartans in Halo are an unrealistic representation of the genders.
Shut your bigoted mouth, Timmy, before I cut off your cock, turn you into a girl, then slam the shit out of you.
You already slam me.
Yeah, well, it'll be a different hole this time. When discussing sci-fi fantasy, making real-life comparisons on how things are supposed to work is not how you go about things. That would be like saying females are bigger and stronger than men because girl spiders are bigger and murder the males after fucking them. It's just not a comparison that you can lean on. This is where a lot of the arguments for female Space Marines end. Here's one. The single biggest reason why there are no female Space Marines is that because if you take a female and turn them into an Astartes, they will pretty much just become a male anyway.
Yeah.
Astartes get injected with the equivalent of 10 Arnolds worth of space steroids and testosterone. Their voices would deepen, they would shave their heads for practical reasons, their tits would turn into pecs, and their vaginas wouldn't work. People think female Space Marines would look like this, but in reality, they would look like this. Space Marines are very masculine, that is a fact. An argument for female Space Marines is so girl players of the hobby can have characters to look up to and admire that they can relate to.
Okay, before I get to the next point, because so far I just agree with everything that he says, but I do want to, weigh in and tell you what I think. So yeah, basically, he's totally right, and I'm really happy that he brought up this point because yeah, Space Marines get into them so many hormones and just changes that if there is to be a female space marine, they would just turn into guys, and from this point, there's just no reason, at all for them to exist, because why not just use guys then? And he's gonna bring a lot more interesting points, so but he's totally right from like realistic perspective, and when you take that and when you take what they actually do to a human being to become a space marine, that's exactly what's gonna happen. So he is absolutely right here.
But an extremely butch chick with bigger muscles than me and also a deeper voice isn't the character that will do that for them. Another point is that even if the female space marines are physically identical to male space marines, the way female brain works is completely different. Girls are more emotional and complex. It could mess with the strict psychological indoctrination that an Astartes has to go through.
Okay, this point, you can look at it from two sides. Some women could be as cruel as men, actually, but on a mass scale of things, because the Imperium does need an army, they cannot rely on one or two or even 10 or even 100 female specimens, let's say, that are just without any compassion at all and they're perfect for warriors and all of that. They would want to use something, in this case the males, that is more reliable in more aspects, so they can have more efficient warriors. So let's say if a lot of women could be a bit more compassionate compared to guys, but there are some women that are like totally ruthless, the same as guys, those women will be far less so. So the effort, the amount of warriors that's gonna come out of them, it's just gonna be less, and the efforts that the Imperium has to put to make that happen is gonna be more. So it just doesn't make any sense. Once again, I do agree with him. That's what I mean. That it just doesn't make any sense to put that effort forward if they can just make male Astartes. So yeah, once again, I agree.
Female space marines would likely need more work to break down their high levels of compassion and other emotions that might stop them from pulling the trigger on some filthy Xenos. This brings me to my next argument against female space marines. They're already badass girls in power armor that use bolter guns, the Sisters of Battle.
Yep.
Unlike space marines, these nuns with guns were designed with feminine aspects in mind, without the usual sexualization that a lot of other franchises put female heroes through. Why is it that there are so many people calling for female space marines, but absolutely nobody is calling for male Sisters of Battle? Sure, space marines are more front and center than Sisters of Battle, and they do get a lot more love, but that is because they sell better, as most of the people in the Warhammer hobby are males. Just look at my analytics. If the girl
that 2% is me that watch Majorkill. I'm gonna see your comments, but the video is brief, so we must get to it first.
Girls in the hobby rallied behind the Sisters of Battle and started buying them more, then guess what? You would get more Sisters of Battle stories with better writing and better models.
He's right.
Everything in Warhammer has a male and female counterpart. Custodians have the Sisters of Silence. All the Elder have both genders fulfilling all the roles, bar maybe something like a Howling Banshee. Same goes for the Tau, with one of their greatest commanders, Shadow Sun, being a female. The Tyranids don't even have genders, which is like an SJW's wet dream.
That's just the best. SJW's wet dream. Yeah. In a very super funny, twisted, but so hilariously on point example, Majorkill. Yeah, you're right.
And the Necrons are in a similar boat to them. As such, I will say with confidence that Warhammer is not a sexist setting. There are plenty of strong female characters who are able to maintain their feminine identity. You could even make the argument that by making female space marines and lifting them up as the strong female characters to look up to, you are being sexist, as they would be more male than female. It would be like when the Australian government made Tony Abbott the Minister for Women, despite him being a backwards sexist dickhead. So now that I have laid out the main arguments for both sides,
I just want to come back to this one again, just I have to hear something again.
Both genders fulfilling all the roles, bar maybe something like a howling banshee. Same goes for the Tau, with one of their greatest commanders, Shadow Sun, being a female.
Have to check that out. Shadow Sun. Have to remember that.
The Tyranids don't even have genders, which is like an SJW's wet dream, and the Necrons are in a similar boat to them. As such, I will say with confidence that Warhammer is not a sexist setting. There are plenty of strong female characters who are able to maintain their feminine identity. You could even make the argument that by making female Space Marines and lifting them up as the strong female characters to look up to, you are being sexist, as they would be more male than female.
That is very true as well. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people maybe don't realize this, especially SJWs. They want to make, female characters so much like men, and at the same time, they want to push down men and be like, men are, ridiculous or stupid or whatever they are. But in the same time, they want to make the female characters a lot more manly and destroy their feminine features, feminine qualities, everything that makes them female, everything that is supposed to be lifted up is actually brought down and squashed brutally. Just look at Captain Marvel's from the Marvel comic books sister. She looks like a man, like on purpose. So that is not the way to honor in any way female characters by destroying their femininity. That is just the opposite of honoring or respecting or whatever. But that is how today's SJW do things. They destroy the very thing they are claiming to protect. So he is once again absolutely correct here. Yeah.
It would be like when the Australian government made Tony Abbott the Minister for Women, despite him being a backwards sexist dickhead.
Well, he knows about that. I have no idea what's going on there.
So now that I have laid out the main arguments for both sides, what is my straightforward and honest opinion on the debate? Is there room for female Space Marines in Warhammer canon, or do people just need to shut the fuck up about it and move on with their lives?
Yes.
The issue isn't female Space Marines. The issue is female representation in Warhammer, and that issue is manifesting via the poster boys of Warhammer. Space Marines are the heart and soul of Games Workshop, and they are all exclusively male. This debate would not exist if the Sisters of Battle and Space Marines were equally front and center. So should we make Sisters of Battle front and center? Honestly, no. I'm personally against catering to the minority over the majority. That's not to say I believe that Sisters of Battle or Silence should get neglected, but the reality is that over 90%, if not higher, of Warhammer hobbyists are male. Hence it makes sense that 90% of Warhammer's content should cater towards them. It's just basic business sense.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. I mean, there should not be about representation. They should just be about what the story is. And if the story is Space Marines are front and center because of their nature, what they're made of, what they're supposed to do, their role in the whole universe, then that is what it should be. It's just objective, so to speak. I mean, if the story was about how the Emperor created army of women and they fight the bad forces of the universe, then that's gonna be the story, but the story is not that. And Sisters of Battle are just awesome on their own, and they do get their spotlight when they're supposed to get their spotlight, but it just is not a matter of the sexist freaking here. It's just not. It's just a matter of what the heck is happening in the Warhammer, and it makes sense for the Warhammer setting and story and lore. And it's great the way that it is. So no use to force anything that would make no sense. Stories should not be about representation of everybody. Stories should be about the stories themselves and what they are telling with their stories. So making something to be present forcefully is not gonna give any more value to the material whatsoever. Just gonna make it very unorganic, so to speak. So yeah. Oh Jesus.
On top of that, I don't think that male things should be converted to female just cause.
Yeah, just cause is not a valuable reason to do anything, no matter if it's about female or male or whatever it is. it's disingenuous, when you force anything.
This is why Ocean's 8 and Chick Ghostbusters were shit. There's no valid in-law reason for female Space Marines to suddenly exist. There are more than enough males out there to supplement the numbers, and the resources and new knowledge required to make the process work for females is an expense that the Imperium can't currently afford. It took Cole, the greatest scientist in the galaxy, 10,000 years and unlimited resources to make a small improvement over the Space Marines. How long do you think it would take to make the process compatible with an entirely different gender? If we really want to get deep about it, a Space Marine isn't someone you want to be or look up to. They are brainwashed until they barely remember the shape of their mother's face. The physical process is just as agonizing as they tear you apart and put you back together, full of new organs that your body will probably reject, causing you to painfully die. If they do accept it, then you will wish you died, as you will then put through these agonizing trials. Your new brothers die like flies around you. Then if you somehow make it that far, you're deployed against the greatest monsters and nightmares in the galaxy until the day you violently die. And yes, it will be a painful death. One-shotting a Space Marine is very rare due to how tough they are, so your death will be drawn out. Likely torn limb from limb by Tyranids, or a demon, or a Tau Gundam. However, all of this pales to the terrifying fact that you won't even be able to fuck. Space Marines should not be looked up to as people you want to be like.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a fucking Space Marine. I like having parents and I like having sex. You know what I dislike? Being torn limb from limb with a limp dick. You know who can have sex? Sisters of Battle. I'd be a Sister of Battle over a Space Marine in a heartbeat.
They can? Wait. wait.
Like, I don't want to be a fucking Space Marine. I like having parents and I like having sex. You know what I dislike? Being torn limb from limb with a limp dick. You know who can have sex?
Ooh.
Sisters of Battle.
So they can. That's awesome.
I'd be a Sister of Battle over a Space Marine in a heartbeat. Chapter Master Valrak would agree with me on this one. I know some people will think I'm a sexist pig or whatever for
Who would think that he's a sexist pig? He's just objective. I mean, I'm a girl and I'm a 40k fan, and I think that he is completely right because he's right. Because his arguments completely make sense.
saying this, but, that sounds like a them problem and not a me problem.
Yes.
Ladies, you got badass Sisters of Battle, insane Sisters of Silence, scary howling banshees, and living saints. If anything, guys should be jealous of you and the female exclusive units and characters you guys get. You don't need fucking Space Marines.
Well, I actually love the Space Marines. They just fascinate me. Like I said before, guys, I grew up with my dad's favorite movies, which were, all those Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, the Arnold movies, the Sylvester Stallone movies. I mean, all the action-packed male heroes, muscles, all of that, and I love them. And I look up to them, and I am all inspired by them to this day. So it doesn't matter to me if they're female or male, like they're freaking epic people, and I love them.
And that does us for today, guys.
Yeah, okay. So now let's see what your guys are saying. But basically, every single thing that he said, it was very on point. It was very well argumented. He can joke a lot, but he has very, he's an intelligent guy. I really like him. And to have such a humor like he does, you have to be intelligent. But even if we remove all of that, every single point, like I said, stands on its own. And yeah, you do not need to shoehorn in every single thing that exists in the world like they're trying to do now in every single movie. So yeah, but let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I know about the Malkador thing. He wanted some female Space Marines. If he has the resources and finds some kind of a meaning into that, but he's dead. The point is that I don't know where he was going with this. I don't know if there's info about where he was going with this. If it's so unpractical and he's such a wise guy, like literally he's a wise guy, why he would do this? Why would he want this? I'm not sure. Maybe if he meant to have like a small army, something like the Custodes or like the Sisters of Battle, something that is very, very specialized unit, that's totally different story, but they still have to be in the Space Marine faction, so they do have to go through that process to be called Space Marines, to be, to count for Space Marines, so that will take some resources. I have no idea what Malkador's idea was. I'm just thinking out loud here. I mean, he had to have some kind of a reason for that. I did watch about this. I just forget about if he did made an argument for this, especially. Hmm. Okay, reading. Okay. Yeah. That's like he said. There's women everywhere in 40k. Yeah, like you said, inquisitors and yeah, absolutely. Tyranids is HGW. Yeah, you can say that because you cannot reason with them, and absolutely, you're right. Yeah, you have a point there, Nino. Yeah, Tyranids equal to HJWs. I am wondering how did HJWs did not catch upon the 40k and did not try to destroy it yet, because if they start to do that, oh my gosh. Oh, just don't dare go there, you know? We will not be happy about this. Hopefully they never find out about 40k, although if there is going to be the TV show and all of those things, 40k are just going to get more and more popular, but they have to keep the integrity of 40k. It should not be dumbed down like well, like whatever it is. I mean, all the other fantasy franchises, whatever they are so so light compared to 40k. 40k should be as it is, should not be like made censored or anything like this, because then it's gonna lose its charm. Yeah, heavy flame. Well, it's gonna be very funny just uh if we can take like a legion of Astartes and just put them against the SJWs. It's gonna be so fun to watch. A lot of bolter fire rain upon them. Okay, I'm dreaming here. Oh, kitten, how I missed ya. I hope that he's more in the next TTS episode. Is that accurate about kitten? Or, I mean, is that canon? I heard that it's like something that's hidden at, but it's not canon. Is it canon? Oh yeah, they're radical, dear Ivy. Yeah, like I've said, Bear, female space marines would end up turning as guys anyway, so it just doesn't make any sense to do them, to make them. Even from that aspect, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm just reading from the beginning, so that's why I haven't catch up on the all comments yet. Just give me a second there, guys. Women principal protagonists. Oh, Nino, that sounds very interesting and fascinating. What does it mean, the Katakan fangirl? You have to translate that for me. Yeah, it's brutal to be Space Marine, dear Ivy. That's what Majorkill is saying. It's not fun. So Malkathar wanted to make female Primarch? Really? Thinking they would not be so competitive or jealous of one another. That's very weird thinking. Get out much. I mean, that's exactly the opposite. Well, depends. I don't know how they can integrate values, uh, into them because male Primarchs also have so many shortcomings in terms of their character. They're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They have anger, they have so many negative emotions like uncontrollable. Even they also have wisdom, but it seems like a lot of the times they let their emotions get in the way where they should be letting their wisdom lead them and not their emotions. But it seems like a lot of the times it's their emotions that are leading them, at least from everything that I know so far. So the same will be if there's a female Primarch, let's say. Okay, catching up now. Well, we'll see with that first show. I really hope that they do it very good. That first show about Eisenhorn. About Eisenhorn. I really can't wait to see. I hope that they make it as soon as possible despite the situation that we have now. I hope that they can film it. But the Inquisition is just, well, it's not like a small part, but compared to the whole story. I wish there could be something more grand, like for about the Emperor. Just love to see the spirit on screen, but who knows when that's gonna happen. Just so many amazing things. I mean, lore to fulfill on screen. It's gonna be magical to see. Oh, so A 8A FM4 says AJW stand 10 not taking. What's that? Announced approach. I think that there's a mistake there. I can read. They have tried to. They tried to dismantle 40k. Oh, oh, that's a great point. Yes, because 40k is so vast and so complicated that they cannot just take a character or a particular story arc and try to like dissect it because they have to know so much more to do that so they can make their bullcrap arguments. So that's why they just leave it and be like, oh, I can't. Oh, yes. That's the complexity and just charm of 40k is too much for them. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. I hope that's really the case because it's really awesome. It's not canon according to Kitten himself, but but some of you did told me that Kitten is a real custody general, so yeah, I have to check him out if he has a name. When Chaos and Loyalists and Orcs and Elder Necrons unite. That's gonna be a day to be seen. But yeah, I mean, if AJWs try it, we all have to unite, and burn their asses. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, Slay Marble, yeah. Oh, he's so awesome. Ooh, that's interesting. Woman Kata Chance. I don't know how that's read. This is the first time I've seen this. Kata Chance? Kata Chance. I'm not sure how that's read. Yeah, I know about, yeah, it's a horror story, but I love to see it. I'm just saying, I really love to see it also about the Emperor, how everything began, how he united humanity. Like, imagine this on a TV show with the scale of, like, well, more than Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones was just the first show that really took very like high level special effects to the smaller screen, in this medieval setting and all of that. But now we can actually have even more, so it's gonna be so epic. And I think the TV show is kind of the better format, because character development, everything has a ton more time to develop, a lot more things to see, and a lot more hours of content, because we're going to have at least 10 episodes, 1 hour each, and a movie is just like 2 or 3 hours, not even, that's very rare. So I think that like a super epic TV show is gonna be perfect format for 40k. I mean, the more the better, of course. Eisenhorn is gonna be TV show, so as long as they have the budget, like imagine how that's gonna look like. Yeah, Starty's animation is also great. He's a psyker, yeah, I know that he's a psyker. He's love with a blank? Never heard that. Hmm. Jungle Fighter, haha, okay. Yeah, about the official assassins, they're so interesting, so different from each other. They each do different thing, and they're very different on their own. So many fascinating things about 40k, you know? Okay, guys. So, yeah, I'm just saying that I would love to see anything 40k on screen, but my real dream is to explore the beginning, like the whole Imperium, or the beginning, I just mean when the Emperor started to unify Terra, the Unification Wars, his how he created the Primarchs, how he found them on different planets, how they united with him, all of that. Like imagine we can have years fun of content if they start with this. Like imagine how rich that's going to be, like something so long as Doctor Who as a TV series, but it's gonna be so epic and amazing to behold. You're going to want to have it like a huge Blu-ray collection or something. That's what I really really want. But anything with 40k, of course, that I'm gonna eat it up. But the point is that that's gonna be the dream and the perfect thing. And then from there, you can have everything. You can have the Inquisition. You can have whatever you want. They can put a spotlight on every single part of of Astartes. Like Legion or particular faction, whatever, they can do a lot of things from there. But to see that happen with the Emperor, how he ascended to the Golden Throne, all of that, it's just so beautiful. How he met with Malkador. I just dream. Okay. I think I know that's like it's too. I mean, it's a lot to show, but it's there. If it's successful, why not try to do it? Because one movie is gonna be so insufficient for that. One, even three, you can't pack all of that information. You have to make everything so fast, like in flashbacks and like first, I mean, like very quick shot of how the Emperor marches with his army and how he grows up when like 2 minutes on screen. There has to be a bit more character development to see how he thinks, to see how he grew up, how he developed his powers, how he developed his mindset, how he even came to be. Those are the most fascinating things that gonna shape the fate of everyone after that. So, looking piece by piece, part each and every moment of that growth period is going to be so deep on so many levels if they know how to represent it. And it could just put so much meaning on everything, because that is what 40k is. You can always draw something more from it, you can always learn something more, you can always like create a bigger understanding of everything. if you can connect things from the beginning to now and to see the meaning and everything, and just to think about it, it's, yeah, so fascinating. Nothing holds a candle to 40k, as you know, in terms of complexity and just and the complexity is just the word to say that there's so many layers upon layers upon layers in 40k, and the more you read previously, um, your background in literature, and that word in English is always like very hard to say. It's very easy in my language, but yeah. Anyway, in English it's not very. But yeah, the more you read in your life, the more you have this ability to dissect what the writers are trying to say, let's say, and then you can discover maybe more meaning, all of those things. Just fascinating to me, since I always love to like dig deep and just see the symbolism and how it connects and what could it mean and how it could like affect events later on. So many things. And if there's a very talented showmaker, just team behind such a project, uh, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. The quality that we can get. So yeah, that's what I really like to see and to think about. And reading what you guys are saying. Wow. Okay. Well, you can always guys send me videos. I got actually 2 awesome cinematic videos today through the Discord. Just leave them there if you can join Discord. If not, just, I mean, if you if you have Discord, like, you can join any second, but if not, just paste me the link on social media, Facebook. You can find me down below, and I'm gonna check everything and potentially cover it. Most likely, I will. So yeah, I really hope that 40k gets so popular that we get everything that you that we want. Oh, that's interesting. Chaos against chaos. Yeah, the Thunder Warriors, how they came to be. I mean, we know how they came to be, but still interesting. Techno Barbarian, yeah, that age is so freaking interesting. Then, the rise of technology and how that happened, and Jesus Christ. It's one of the most interesting periods of Earth's history in 40k. For video request, well, you can request whatever you like, pretty much. I mean, I have to be able to find it, and I have to. Well, that's it, pretty much. Just let me know what you like to see, and yeah, I'm gonna do my best. What else are you interested in about those book? Rainbow Warriors. Is there Rainbow Warriors? That's gonna be interesting. Rainbow Warriors. Angry Marines. But yeah, Warhound. Just pick something and let me know. If you're, it's gonna be really easy if you're just in a Discord group, because we can directly communicate there. But you can always also connect with me on Facebook or Instagram as well. So that is it, guys, for tonight. I hope that you had fun with the 2 streams. Really great topic by Majorkill. If you like that, I can cover more in the future. This is something that I really want to wade in, because like he says, there's like 2% girls that I don't know if they're 2%, but the point is there's not so many girls that are interested in 40k, and I, as a girl, a movie fan, a gamer, all of those things, 40k fan, warrior princess fan, all of those warrior guys things, that I actually really really love, and they're part of me. I just really wanted to give my 2 cents, because objectively, he is completely right. So I just wanted to support him and say, yeah, he's right. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that because his arguments are great. And as he said, there's awesome female characters anyway in the 40k. It's not like there isn't. And I'm very fascinated by them as well. And I really want to know about Saint Celestine. Now that I watched that TTS spin-off a few days ago, it was so cool. I really loved it. It was hilarious. So there's so much to love about 40k. I don't need to be a guy to like the guys. You know, from 40k, that's ridiculous. My favorite character is the Emperor. It's just he is. So, and he is he, you know, he's not she, but he's my favorite character. So I don't never needed to identify with my own gender. That's just ridiculous. You can love, you know, heroes from both genders like the same, as long as they have the values, the qualities that you enjoy and admire. uh, that's what is that's what it matters. They're still human beings. It doesn't matter if one is male, one is female. Like, for goodness sakes, we both carry both female and male inside of us anyway, like literally. So those are stupid things that today's times has brought, unfortunately, like forceful segregation, which is extremely stupid. But here there's me, and I'm trying to you know, to honestly say what I think and to counter that stupidity, because it is stupidity. Instead of us just enjoying our awesome favorite things that connect us, those people that are always butthurt about everything would stick up their butts, you know. They're just like the snobs of today. They just want to ruin everything cool. So yeah, we have to stand against that and defend our things that we love, okay? So yeah, guys. Awesome. Oh, okay, Nino. Thank you. Send that when you want. No problem. Balkan people, best people. uh, Nino, thank you. I wouldn't say that, but yeah, we are something. We are something. Oh, AD, good evening to you. Unfortunately, I'm just ending the stream. We're done with the video and with the topic, but it was so awesome. So yeah, guys, and Warhound, don't forget to leave your request for this month. Gear Clayton also has the same right, of course, as Primark. So whatever you want, I'm gonna do it. Okay, guys, till next time with me, Gary Reviews. Sleep well, have a great Wednesday. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you'd like to support me, you can always become an noble member of the Golden Astartes. And you can check out my OnlyFans for meaningful sex educational content. Until next time with me, Gary Reviews. Love you, my dear Garrities, Golden Astartes. And bye bye.